I actually want to jump on a particular topic that my friend kind of shared with me today. Looking at the video, it's from one of our legends who is so good with his craft, is AY. Looking at the video is very, very heartbroken. Like, it's a very heartbroken video. And that's me using the context of the medical psychologist to analyze that video. You know, we kind of see a lot of questions, being a doctor and also being a preacher boy. There are questions that pump in here and there about faith, and it's kind of entwined, and you have to give a response. And he asked a very profound question: who is the church really for? What shocked me was not what he said in the video, but first of all, that was a man broken. What shocked me more was the comment. The comment, I could see someone who said they have not attended church for 10 years. I could see someone who said that's the reason why I don't go to church. You could see a lot of different experience. It just looked like they were just waiting for someone to speak up about the struggle. There were people, I could see a lot of comments there. I was like, wow. First of all, the church is not for the perfect. The next question is, okay, then is it for the broken? Or is it for those who have it all put together? Or is it for those who are barely holding on? Because somewhere along the line, we have actually turned the church to a museum of saints. We have literally turned the church to be that, instead of a hospital for sinners. But when you look at the life of Jesus, the people he surrounded himself with were the rejected, the wounded, and those who were overlooked. He did not wait for them to become whole before inviting them in. He met them in their mess. There's never anyone Jesus invited that he always met them in their mess. And that's why the Bible said in the book of Mark chapter 2 verse 17, he said it's not for the healthy who need the doctor, but for the sick. That means the church was never designed for performance, but rather for transformation. Not a place where you pretend to be strong. That's not what the church is all about. Because many of us will want to pretend to be strong. That's not what the church is all about. But it's where you can admit that you are weak, so you can encounter strength. The man has admitted to be weak over the years due to his experience and everything. He said, let him encounter God again and try something, church. Instead of encountering strength, it's even way better than the way he came. He left more destroyed. Because the church is not just a place you go, it's a people you become. Because the Christ is so interested in what you are becoming, not what you are. If he's focusing on what you are, you will be losing the power and the authority to become. That's not what the gospel is all about. A people who are called to reflect Christ in a world that is hurting. That's who we are, not by judgment, but by love. Because we don't have any other gospel. We don't have any other gospel that is not entwined or collaborated with love. Because the God we are preaching is love. So I don't see how you give how your gospel is all about exclusion. No, but by invitation. So, who is the church actually made for? Is it for the lost? It's not just for the lost, also for the found. For those who are searching. And for the one who have sinned, or for the sinner. And for the saint who has been refined, because many of us, we have been refined as a result of the encounter we have had with Christ. And that's also an extension of people's love, of people's commitment with God, that we made an extension through grace to our life. Because at the end of it all, the church is not for those who you think that they are worthy for it. That's not what the church is. But it's for those who know they need grace. And if we ever forget that, we stop looking like Christ. Anything outside of that, we stop looking like Christ. And that's why our community is kind of full of mediocres, you know. It's really alarming. And I don't know what the situation is and the state, and I'm trusting God that God heal his heart. Because at this point, it's the Holy Spirit that can breathe upon him. That's why I said I will comfort. He's the actual one that can comfort. Because in that context, you only just shed few, but you don't know the deep. That there are some 30 things you can't express out, but they are deeper than what he thinks. If at that age he could come out to express that, imagine what is going through in his heart. parts, they call the thing that people should be an extension of. But there's something I have to say, no matter what your experience is, it's not God that hurt you. It's not Jesus that hurt you. So if many of us have gone through stuff that you didn't get the apology from them, and this is me telling you sorry, but it wasn't God that hurt you. It wasn't God, it wasn't Jesus. Those were men.